Hello, English language learners. Welcome to Learn English with Dr. DK. I am sorry I am a little late today because due to some technical issues, and I am running almost 8 minutes late, but that's fine. I will be live for 30 minutes. So I hope you all are prepared to learn today and you already practiced the skills we learned. Like on Monday, we started our lesson and we are talking about families. So family is very important for everyone, right? So, and we all are living in different family environments. I mean, some of you have a giant family, some of you might have just living by yourself, or some of you might be married and living with your wife, and if you have children, right? So, and then we will be, I will be conducting the quizzes on family because there is so much to learn about family, and we talk about families all the time. So let's start the lesson. If you remember something we learned yesterday, and if you were present in this class, and if you were not, then you can watch my previous lessons, and my playlist is there. So I just created a new playlist for these classes, the live sessions. So I hope you can watch all my previous videos so you can make connections, what we have already covered in this class. So let's see. Hello, Killer Singla. Okay. Unique Educational Gyan. Good evening. So let's start the lesson. So if you remember, we already talked about then in family, the first closest family member in our families are our parents, right? And after that are our brothers and sisters. But yes, when you are married, then your family, the closest one, might be more closer to you than your brothers and sisters, right? It all depends on a relationship with our siblings. Siblings, right? Siblings are brothers and sisters. Now, I am going to share the slide with you, and then we will talk about family. Hi, Asad Zaman. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So if I'm not, you can let me know. So let's talk about family. As I mentioned in my previous lessons, like families are like branches, right? So families are like branches, and the families, when we have extended families, extended means when you have your cousins and then their families, and then maybe your brother or sisters, in-laws, in their families, like those are all extended families, right? So if you remember, this was the screen. This is kind of like an example of family tree where you can see great grandparents, grandfather. So it could be like this. So this is like a family tree, right? So we already covered this. We already covered the grandparents, right? And we covered uncle and aunt, right? I remember I was just thinking yesterday, if you are from Pakistan, then for bhua, you call fufu, right? So I was just thinking about okay, now we have cousins. So in cousins can be male and female, right? And the cousins are children of my uncle or aunt. So children can be from the mother side or from the father side, right? So just say your chacha's children, your tayaji's children, or your masi's children, or your mamaji's children, they all are your first cousins, right? Like closest one after your siblings, like your brothers and sisters, right? Okay, so let me see who is there. Okay, so yes, now we will talk about the next one, the relations are husband and wife, right? So husband and wife related to whom I'm married to. And you know, some of you call your wife with name, right? I think we all covered this part too. So let's move on to this one. Now is your children and grandchild. If it's a one, if it's more than one, then grandchildren, right? So here we can fix it. So you can see that my family or relatives, children, grandchildren, and relationship to me, if it's son or daughter, relative to whom I am the parent, right? So if it's you call them mostly with their names, right? Or nicknames, or you call them in, it depends on, right? Beta, bacha, kuch bhi kehte ho aap, right? Then grandson, granddaughter. See why I am going in a detail, because it's very hard sometimes to describe the relations. When you are watching this video or practicing with me, you might be thinking, oh, I already know these. But when you tell someone about your relations, you easily get confused, because you're going to see that confusion when I will give you the quizzes about it. Okay, so hopefully tomorrow I will bring one quiz about all these relations, and you are going to fill that. It's kind of like a close activity where you're going to fill that chart, that how someone is related and what's their relationship to them, right? So that means when you describe the relationship to other people, you know, वो जैसे अगर हिंदी में कहो तो वो आपको पता है वो मेरी जो भुआ है ना उसके आगे जो ननद है उसका बेटा, something like that. So when you describe it in English, you easily get confused, because in English many words are very similar, you use for many different relations, and we can talk about that. Like for example, grandparents, it's nana, nani, dada, dadi, right? So then is a grandson or granddaughter, child of my child. So child of my child. So mere bacche ka bacha. Yes, child of my child. And you call them with their name, right? And then nephew and niece. Now, yes, in Hindi also we say batija, batiji, bhanja, bhanji, right? So in English, it is nephew is a boy and niece is a girl, right? So there is a difference in gender, right? How you call them. So children of my siblings, right? So your sibling, if it's your brother, like brothers' children or sisters' children, right? They are your nephew or niece. Batija, batiji, bhanja, bhanji. I hope I am saying correctly in Hindi also. If I'm not, you can correct me. So nephew and niece. So it's the same thing, but in Hindi, it's different, right? So in English, it's same. So I hope you are enjoying these lessons. Hi, Bhambani, Prasad. Welcome, everyone. So now let's move on to the next slide. And then great-grandparents. It's very simple. Great-grandparents means Padadada, right? Padadada, parent of my grandparent. So they are parent of your grandparents. When I say parent, parent means male and female. दोनों ही हैं उसमें, चाहे वो नाना नानी हैं, दादा दादी हैं, parents mother and father हैं, तो they are parent, right? So दोनों ही हैं उसमें. उसको कोई ग्रेट ग्रैंडपा कहता है, कोई ग्रेट ग्रैंडमा कहता है, कोई परदादी भी कहता होगा, मतलब सबके अपना है. But of course, one more thing, when you speak English, you are not going to change what you call them, right? When you even talk about your family to other people, you sometimes say my dadaji. You speak the whole sentence in English, but you still say those words in your language because that's the way you address them. That's the way you usually call them, right? So does that make sense to you, what I'm saying? Okay. Now, next one is, now it's all about if someone is married and the relationship with in-laws, right? So now in-laws, father-in-law, right? Definitely sasur, mother-in-law, sasuma, parent of my spouse. Now spouse is husband or wife. It's a both side, right? So your wife is your spouse, and if you are a woman, your husband is your spouse. Now brother-in-law, right? Sala, and sister-in-law, Sali. ये both sides. उसमें अब now it's a brother-in-law and sister-in-law. If you are a male, then your wife's brother or sister are your Sala Sali. But if you are a woman, then your husband's brother is your devar or your jate, right? But you still call them brother-in-law. So in English, there is only one word, brother-in-law. So it could be your husband's, or if you're male, then it's your wife's. The same thing for sister. So it's a nanad, but in Hindi it's a nanad, but in English it's just a sister-in-law. And even nanad's husband, nanadoi, right? He is also a brother-in-law. So again, in English, all those relations are brother-in-law and sister-in-law. So कौन हो गया? Brother-in-law में कौन आ गया? Sala. Sorry. Sala, देवर, जेठ, ननद का हस्बैंड भी, राइट? और साली का हस्बैंड भी, वो सारे ही रिलेशंस में ब्रदर इन लॉ ही है, एक ही वर्ड है, और सिस्टर इन लॉ ही है, राइट? सिबलिंग्स ऑफ माय स्पाउस, स्पाउस ऑफ माय सिबलिंग. नाउ son in law and daughter in law, so this relationship also is same name, spouse of my daughter or son. So चाहे वो जिसको क्या कहते हैं, daughter in law बहू, right? daughter in law बहू हो गई, and son in law, right? जो wife का sorry बेटी का husband हो गया, right? Okay, so now I hope you these are so many relations. Now let's talk about other relatives. Now other relatives is ex-husband. Ex means previous spouse. Like if someone is divorced, then you say my ex-husband or my ex-wife, right? Ex means you are not living together anymore. You legally are separated from each other. So divorced, previous spouse. Late husband, late wife. Spouse passed away. अब देखो died नहीं कहते, died थोड़ा odd सा word लगता है, तो you say passed away, right? So even आप किसी की बात भी करते हो, especially your family members, if someone is deceased, not living anymore with you, for example, my parents, they passed away. So they are not, so when I write about my parents, I will say late, my father's name, late than my mother's name, right? So late we use when someone is not living, someone is not here anymore, right? So late husband, late wife. Now, the next one. Now, these are other relatives, are half brother, half sister. So half brother, siblings born from same father, but not mother, right? So father same हो सकता है, mother same नहीं है, they're your half brother. Or same mother, but not father, right? So If you are from India, recently there was a big blunder about Navjot Sidhu's family, right? And then the sister came up. So in that case, the relationship was the mother was same, the father was different, right? So that's the way it is. It's a half brother or half sister. So siblings, you are not 100% related, right? The siblings are your real brother and sister when you have same father, same mother. But in this condition, only one parent is same, but the other parent is not yours, right? So half. Then is stepfather, stepmother. So new spouse of one of the parent. So if mother passed away and father remarried, then that person is a stepfather. If father passed away and mother remarried, then that person is the stepfather. If father passed away and mother it's confusing, right? So father passed away, then mother remarried, stepfather. If mother passed away and father remarry is a stepmother. You see that? It's confusing. So new spouse of one of the parent. Then stepson and stepdaughter. So child of my spouse, but not mine. So these relationships are becoming somewhere like a not very common in India, actually, I will say. अब हो रहे हैं कुछ आगे, but इतने common नहीं हैं. But in Western countries, these relations are very common. Very common. I will say I would say in every maybe second or third person, they have these relations like half brother, half sister, stepmother, stepfather, stepson, stepdaughter. बहुत ज़्यादा common हैं ये relations Western countries में. So now the next one is widow, widower or widow. A widower है male, male. So if someone's wife passed away, that person is widower. If someone's husband passed away and it's woman, then the woman is widow. So ये difference है इनमें widower and widow में. So let me check everyone because I was not checking your comments. Okay, yes, Jawai, son-in-law, yes, yes. So these are many relations where, so now let's talk about if, let me go back and stop sharing the screen. So, okay. Yes, so these relations are common. Now, my question is, let's talk about male or female. So, tell me, cousin, is cousin male or female? Cousin male or female or both? Male or female or both? Anyone? Do you know if someone is older, like above 60, what you call them? Or if someone is a little, what you call them? The age-wise? Anyone? Any different, any other relations which I didn't mention here? If you know, both, yes, both. Yes, cousins, they are both. So it could be a girl or a boy, yes. The same thing is for parents, right? Parents are both. So, parents are both. Yes, parents are both. What about grandmother? Grandmother. Male, female. I know, it's very simple. Very simple. But the reason I'm asking you is because many of you are on different levels, and some of you might get confused with some of the relations. Right? And then see, the families have traits also. You can easily sometimes recognize. When I'm saying traits, that means the physical traits, the features, right? And that comes with your DNA. Yes, yes, female. Okay. Sorry, it's early morning here and my throat is not clear, I think. Yes. So I will be bringing another topic after this family unit, because then we're going to talk about the characteristics. Then we're going to talk about, because you talk about families all the time, what kind of person someone is. So my next question is, who is your favorite family member in, let's say, if you have cousins, who is your favorite cousin, in the sense your mother's side, your father's side, because in family sometimes you get along more with someone, right? Or anyone, because, or I have so many questions to ask. So whatever the questions you want to answer, you can answer me. Is there any family member is your role model? If you want to be like someone, and that someone is from your family. So that's my another question. What could be the other question? There are so many. Let's see if I can have something here. Yeah. So mother side. Okay, mother side. Yes. So, and sometimes your family, is there someone in your family who you are so close that you just share pretty much everything with that family member? You share everything with that family member, or even when you want any kind of advice, you just go to that family member. Who is that person? Do you have someone in your life, or you just have friends, not any family member? Come on, guys. And if you like this lesson, please give me thumbs up and try to write the comments when you watch any videos, because I love to see your comments. And when I say comments, I am not saying just praise me and say, ma'am, you are the best, or like that. No, it's not like that. Comment means what are the things you have in your mind, or if you are learning something, definitely, or if you are looking for something specifically, right? I know I have some of the lessons which I will definitely prepare for you, because those lessons are on students' demand. Oh, your mom, okay, so you talk everything to your mom. Oh, that's good. Yes, so see, if you are adult right now, and I think most of you are adults, and I would say it's good to have a very healthy relationship with your children. If you are married and you have children, the other thing is, please do not compare your children with their siblings. For example, if you have two sons, or if you have a one boy and one son, like one daughter and one son, and then you sometimes compare them. Oh, look, and you compare them even on their face, right? That is not healthy, because you are, I will say, unknowingly or innocently, you are just giving them so much, I will say, they lose the confidence in themselves, right? So that's not healthy for them. And so when you are friendly with your children, then they will make very few mistakes in their life, because then they feel they have some kind of a very strong support at home, and then they don't lose the track, because it's extremely vital for children to have a very strong support, right? Good evening, Abhinav Kumar. Okay, so, and the same thing is in every family member, I will say, even if you are married and you are a husband, or if you're a woman, you're a wife, having a good understanding is in a relationship, in every relationship, is important, and trying to find like a common ground in relationships, because when we are a family, we are not here to win the war with each other, right? कि ये नहीं है कि किसने जीतना है इसमें, तो when we, and that's the reason people argue and fight, because everyone wants to prove their point right. Okay, no, I am right, you are wrong, I am right, you are wrong, like kind of a situation. So I mean, and what I'm telling you is just based on my personal experience in life, but because you learn on every step how to live a life, being a brother and sisters, like siblings, being a child of my parents, or being then married, being a wife, or then being a mother. I know many of you know my children are adults, right? So that's what I learned in my life, and have seen from my parents' experiences, and then my personal experiences, and then having so many like a social life with other people's experiences. So it's good to have a healthy relationship with children and with parents, husband, everyone, right? Because families are precious, brothers and sisters, and everyone is important in our life. Everyone should have their own place in our life, I will say. If someone is married, that doesn't mean you just care about your spouse and then ignore your siblings also, because they are also important in our life, right? So let's see. So tomorrow we will have a quiz about families. So there's going to be very interesting quiz. So I expect many of you can participate, because when people participate and then you are interacting with me, then it's a very different environment, because then because for teacher, as a teacher also, then I see that whatever we are learning or practicing, you are gaining the knowledge out of it, or maybe there's something you already know and then you are reviewing it with me, right? So one more thing which I want to talk about is my live Zoom class, because there is so much confusion, because this is my live stream. When I say live stream in this class, student, they just join me through chat, right? Like you are typing and I am interacting with you through texting, right? Chatting. But when you join my Saturday's Zoom class, that class is pretty much for 2 hours, where I don't keep track on time, frankly speaking. So that class is where you will be joining my class live. You will be here on the screen, and you can talk to me. That's the way it works. So every Saturday, I do that class on Saturday only, because again, I'm a full-time educator. If you are new here, you don't know, then I work Monday to Friday, and this is my time. We'll be leaving soon. So this is the only time I have for 30 to 40 minutes this morning time when I can do this class. So that's why it's not, I don't invite students, because when I invite students, then the class lasts for like in hours. It just happened. So the Saturday class, but if you are interested to join my Saturday class and you didn't send me your phone number, then do it. My numbers are everywhere in my descriptions, and I always put the top comment in my videos where I put my phone number, and it's an international number, America's number. That's why you need to add 1 before you type my rest of the number. Okay. Formal phrases which we use in our conversation or application. Speaking class should be increased, Kolkata. This is a practice. If you are practicing, now see here, phrases, you know, let me tell you one thing, rock star. I understand many of you are learning English in a very different way. But when you settle that I want to learn this way so I can use it, I want to learn this so I can use it, I want to learn this so I can use it, believe me, you need to learn everything. That's what I will say. And the more you will read, the more you will practice, the more you will be able to speak. Okay? Because English, if you are looking for fluency and advancement in your language, like in English language, then you need to practice a lot with the language. And when I say language, I am talking about even using a very short passages or easy story and then discussing it. The more you're going to discuss, the more you're going to paraphrase and analyze and evaluate and name it, all those strategies and organizational methods you are learning, then you will not even realize that you are becoming fluent in English. Why? Because then you will have a lot of knowledge which you will be able to use it. And when you are practicing the same skills and learning and acquiring new vocabulary, not in isolation, but through readings, through discussions, through listening, and then you become fluent. So I know there are so many channels. Sometimes they say, oh, you learn these 2,000 words or 3,000 words and then become fluent. No, that it doesn't happen that way, because I think I told you so many times that even in America, for example, or in any Western countries, when a student come to school in kindergarten की बात कर रही हूँ, जब students start करते हैं, they know minimum 4,000 to 5,000 vocabulary words already when they start kindergarten. Now, like for example, this Saturday I had a lesson like in my speaking class. We were discussing one very short story and we were talking about it, and some of the students felt that was a challenging story for them, and I didn't tell them, but that story was just from a first grade level story. That was like from here. So because I don't want you to feel disappointed with that. But see, that's the reason. Because the more easy stuff you will read, the more vocabulary you will acquire. You don't need to acquire vocabulary by just getting a list from someone. Okay, here is a list of 1,000 words. I know there are so many videos on YouTube where, learn 5,000 words in 1 hour or learn 1,000 words in 30 minutes. No, that's not the way to learn vocabulary. You will never remember that vocabulary. Okay, so Calcutta, yes, I understand, but Calcutta, I will be doing that, what you are saying 2 days. No, I might gonna be doing these in near future, not very near, I mean summertime, because I will have summer break, and that usually is about more than 2 months. That is the time when I do many live Zoom sessions where I invite students. Yes, I do that, but not in these days, because teaching is my profession and I have to work in order to run my house, right? So I can't do it right now, but yes, definitely I will be doing many sessions in starting from, I will say, maybe second or third week of June, because then I will have summer break. Okay, June, July, and pretty much maybe sometime 1 week of August, something like that. It's going to be like pretty much for 2 months, I would say. Okay, yes. So stay tuned. Yes. So, yes. So see, you need to, again, I'm not saying speak like a parrot, but you need to imitate also, because the more you're going to imitate, the more you will practice and you will decrease your hesitation. So, as you know, practice makes us perfect, right? And again, guys, if you like my lessons, please give me thumbs up, because that really helps me to make more lessons. Okay, so now I will see you when? I will see you tomorrow, right? Wednesday. And tomorrow, join my class on time, and we will have a quiz on these relations, whatever we learned so far, and then I will bring another topic. Okay, so at this time, I am concluding this lesson, and I will see you tomorrow, 4 o'clock Indian time, evening time. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.